So I'm going to put the, we'll take, solicitations from the crowd, whatever, we'll put one up there, we'll take a look at it. And again, not everything that you see up here is the right way or the wrong way. See what I mean? It's just, it's there, it's a general concept that you can use, and then you can branch off if you want, or stick with it. So somebody, how about, is it Suzanne?
Sue-Ann, yeah.
Sue-Ann, go ahead, and just what, you're brand new, you said. What has got you a little just mind-boggled right now?
Well, the whole thing. No. I would say 12 intersections.
Intersections, okay. Now, how often do you think you're going to go through intersections?
A lot.
Yeah, okay. Where do motorcyclists have most of their problems? Intersections, okay. Now, at this time, go ahead and just, as a group, take a look at them, and then we can comment, acknowledge, ask questions.
I think the one thing I don't see is maybe looking ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look across the intersection.
Look across,
Okay.
picking out
4 or 5 cars ahead.
12 seconds ahead, 10 seconds
Okay.
ahead.
Yeah. So as you're approaching an intersection, now I tell
You're
this,
not just keyed in on the 4 intersections right there, but you're
Sure.
looking beyond.
right. What are you not in when you're on a motorcycle?
You're not in a
You're not in a
Car.
A car. All right. So remember that the first thing you want to get out of your mind when you approach an intersection on a motorcycle. I am not in a car. It's a very different place when you're on a motorcycle. Now, Randy's talking about like basically our traffic in the forward direction primarily. So, what could happen in front of you?
What has happened?
Yeah, cars, they want to turn in front of you. I think Art was saying earlier, they can't see us. They're not looking for us. They don't mean to do it. They just, they don't, their minds can't process it, these car drivers. And, I hope someday it's not me. I look like crazy and I ride and I tell my driver ed students always watch for bikes, but, we're only human, right? And this little thing coming towards us. So, whenever you approach an intersection, we go to the top one there, why do I have any italicized?
green where the intersection.
Should be a habit.
Yeah. Folks, you have to prepare for every intersection to change on you, because a lot of times they'll stay green, you can go through, but now you're going through at a slower speed. Is there anything on there that you don't do on a regular basis you wish you did?
I've been riding for a couple years, and I took the course, and I noticed one of the first things that I didn't do a lot when I first started riding, I folks have to do it more, is look in my mirror. When I first started driving, I was always worried about what was in front of me, and I found myself not always looking in the mirror, until one day, after 3 weeks of riding, I hear these brakes squeal, and some guy almost couldn't stop and rear-ended me. So it's like,
Yeah.
I had to wake up and look in my mirror.
Well, every time I
More.
stop now, I look in the mirrors, and then because I'm a rider, I do it in my car. But where are most of your crashes going to happen from behind on a bike?
No.
No. The majority of our problems happen in front of us, but does that mean it can't happen behind? No. And I tell you what, if it does happen from behind, you got a problem. That's why you want to give yourself that room and always, always, always watch behind you. And so, again, let's say you have these cards and you're flipping and you're saying, today when I'm at intersections, I'm going to make sure I'm looking in my mirrors. That's it. That's what I'm going to do today. I'm just going to look in my mirrors today. That's all I want to do. And then I'm going to enjoy the rest of this day. Then you build it in as a habit. And that was kind of the thinking of it. Any final comments?
Right away doesn't
Right away.
mean that it's right. Just
Right of way.
Right away, yeah.
right. I mean, if you got the green light just because you got the green
Yeah.
light doesn't mean the guy turning left is gonna.
Exactly, and that's where this one comes in. A car can turn in front of you. And that's primarily a left-turning vehicle.
It can be the right lane though.
It can be they can come from all different directions. They can turn in front of you. So you have to just expect it's going to happen, that a car is going to turn left in front of you. You'll discuss that in detail in the MSF class. But another thing too that I had a hard time, I talked to professionals and that write for magazines and stuff about how to and get this thing down here. When you're stopped at the intersection, how many of you keep it in first gear? Now, anybody not? I mean, are there times when maybe it's a good idea to take it out? I mean, you ever stop for a train?
Oh, yeah, hang it out for a try.
Right? You know, that's, you know, if traffic is stopped behind you pretty good, and you're going to be sitting for a while, and maybe there's a line in front of you of cars, you know, then I'm just like everybody else. I'm going to probably pop it out, you know, just because I'm going to be there a while. But typically, I like to keep it in first gear. Why? You might have to get out of the way real quick. You know, you hear screeching behind you, and it's like, oh yeah, what gear am I in? You know, so you can run into trouble. But again, it just, you're ready to take off. Okay, when the traffic starts up again. So,
John, what do you mean by cover controls on the first two? What's your definition?
The first two?
Yeah.
All right, so when you approach, you're covering the controls. What's that going to help reduce? Your reaction time. So let's say I'm slowing because I'm coming towards an intersection, and it, you know, pick any intersection. It could be this one up here with the fancy yield turn there. You know, you're approaching. You know, it's kind of a little hill maybe that goes towards Fairport a little bit there, and you get your controls covered because if something were to happen, you don't, the reaction time.
Okay, your definition of cover controls is get your hands in the position.
Exactly, exactly. So,
I just didn't know what your definition of cover controls was.
That's what I would call it. Right. Now again, we could spend an hour on that one.
Almost dead.
He's my timekeeper.
A month ago,
It's a
we were
rough
here
crowd.
in full session on this intersection.
Oh God, yeah. Ron was out here, right? So somebody else want to pick one?